And welcome back to Attorneys on Call. Once again, at any time during the program, please feel free to call the 800 number or go to whitleylawfirm.com. Go to the website. There are great videos that you can access on the website there to get information about your personal injury claim or the possibility of a claim, and we urge you to do that. Bob Whitley and Ben Whitley of the Whitley Law Firm in studio with us. And Ben, before that break, we sort of teased a little bit the fact that there are 5 specific reasons why people need to hire an attorney, and because you've seen an increase in people that think they can kind of handle these claims on their own.
Yeah, and we've talked a lot in this show about when we can tell people if it's a minor accident, you can usually handle your case on your own. You don't need to pay an attorney. And this is the inverse of that, is that I've taken some calls from people who have been in some serious accidents, and I just wanted some information, which is free, and we'll provide that, but indicated that they wanted to work it out with the insurance company on their own. So I wanted to share with everyone the top 5 reasons why you do need an attorney, starting with the number 1 reason is a proper investigation of the claim.
Okay.
Because the person who caused the accident, their insurance company, in some cases their lawyers, they're starting to prepare their case the second this happens. You know, they're making calls, they're starting that. You need the same investigation because North Carolina traffic laws are complicated. There's some rules that'll kick you out of court, contributory negligence, you know, that's a whole show on that. So a lot of times you want a proper investigation with the witnesses and the police officers while it's still fresh in their mind. And that's a really, I put that as the number 1 reason to start with, because that's the very first thing that starts when you hire an attorney for your car accident case. The second number 1 reason to have an attorney would be to be able to properly evaluate your damages, okay? So you may have had a herniated disc. You don't know what the difference of how long your treatment's going to last. And so if you were to settle with the insurance company early, when you may need ultimately further future treatment, you could be leaving money on the table. Okay. So an attorney's also going to help you with making sure that your case is fully evaluated for your damages, for your medical treatment. Attorneys will be able to talk to your doctors. We know the questions to ask to make sure that doctors can document and say what they need to say so that the insurance company doesn't use the tricks to kind of get out of any type of payment of the claim.
Because they probably want to get it closed as soon as possible.
They do. And a lot of sometimes you'll see the insurance companies, and we've seen it time and again, where they call and they'll offer people, hey, we'll pay for all your medical bills, and here's $500, and you can get a check that day. Yeah. And then they'll sign off on the case. So we certainly would want to caution against anything like that. But that's part of one of the reasons why you need an attorney. Another thing, Drew, is that so many times now people are on different types of health insurances. So you've got Medicare, Medicaid. You may have an health insurance policy that's provided by your employer. You may work for a big employer. You may work for a small employer. You may work for the state or the federal government. All of those health insurance plans have different requirements as to whether they get paid back or not. You may not know that when you're trying to handle a case on your own. Only an attorney who's experienced and focused their entire practice on injury law knows all of those. Because if you're trying to handle the case on your own, the insurance company, they don't have an obligation to give you advice about health insurance liens or hospital liens. Their only advice is, well, we've got a lien, we've got to pay it. And that insurance company may pay a health insurance lien that doesn't legally have to be paid back.
I see.
So that's a really important reason to have an attorney involved. In fact, we found that we're doing as much work at the end of a case as that we're doing at the beginning of the case. So how many do I got there?
You've got 3 there, so you've got a couple of more you have.
So 4, experts. Sometimes cases require engineers. Sometimes cases require nurses and people that come in to help evaluate damages. Sometimes we have to hire economists, a professor at the local university who teaches economics, to forensically establish certain facts in a case. If you're handling a case on your own, you don't have access to that, or you don't have the money. We pay that money for those experts up front. It comes out of your case separate at the end, but we have the resources and the strength to find the right experts, to pay for the experts, to either help prove your case or to help prove the damages in your case.
I see.
And those are certainly resources that somebody on their own does not have. So the fifth reason I have for having an attorney is peace of mind. You may be, this is our job. This is what we do every day. We deal with insurance companies, we deal with police officers, and we investigate claims, we hire damages, and we go to court if we have to. This is our job. Mm-hmm. So you wouldn't want to spend your time doing this. I could not host a television show because I wouldn't know what I'm doing. That's your job, right? This is what we do. So I tell my clients that we're going to give you the peace of mind to transfer your stress to us and let us handle the business of your claim. Because that essentially allows you, the client, to get better, mm-hmm. to recover, mm-hmm. and to go through the therapy that you need to get on the other side of this thing, because that's ultimately what we want.
So it really boils down to having an experienced law firm behind you, right?
Absolutely. These are the top 5 reasons I believe that it's important to get a lawyer involved with a car accident case.
And Drew, I've got to just add one more thing and make it 6. The National Insurance Institute Board has done studies of their own. And the result of one of their studies is that people who use lawyers generally receive 3 to 3.5 times more money than people who don't use lawyers.
Okay.
And so all of the reasons Ben mentions are real important, but maybe the bottom line is the bottom line.
Okay.
If you use a lawyer,
yeah.
an experienced lawyer, statistically, you're probably going to end up with a whole lot more money even after paying attorney fees mm-hmm. than you would on your own.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was in one of those situations in a car wreck where I got a call from the insurance company and they offered me $500 to just, here, we'll settle, we'll fix your car in $500. And I didn't, but, it turned out to be okay. But I see what you're talking about, because there could be a case where, let's say you're rear-ended and you think you're okay, but 2-3 months down the line, you're having neck problems, right? So what do you do then? If you got an attorney, you don't have to worry about it.
That's right. And one of the parts of how we can maximize the recovery to get more money is dealing with all the people at the end of the case that have their hands out, such as the hospital, the insurance companies, yeah. Medicare, and Medicaid. Those are important, and you can't just take anybody's word for it when they say, you owe us part of your settlement.
When someone first calls you to inquire about this, though, that's always free, right?
That's always free, yes. You can have a free case evaluation. You can call us, tell me, hey Ben, there was an accident on this day. This has been my treatment. What do you think? And I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you whether I think you need a lawyer or if you can handle it on your own and save some money. Okay. I'll give you that advice too. But you don't know unless you call. Don't trust the insurance companies. They're not there. They're not your friend. They're not there to give you advice. They're not on your side.
Okay.
You're not in good hands. All the things that they say that you are.
They're not a good neighbor.
They're not a good neighbor.
Now you're being clever. Thank you, gentlemen. And in our next segment, we're going to meet a young man that I know you all are very excited about, and you're watching Attorneys on Call.